Hey y'all, it's Natalie for Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and I have a new layout for you today using the Jack-o'-lantern mini page kit. Now, this is going to be full of twists and turns because I make some mistakes here, but I kind of left them in a little bit so I can show you what happens. Mistakes happen, and so sometimes we have to just roll with them and fix them the best way we can. So I want to create 2 triangles with this pattern paper, both sides of it. And so I'm using my white pen and my ruler to just kind of draw a triangle here, and then I'll cut it out by hand. And it would be really great if I could kind of just turn over the reverse and then easily cut out another triangle, but because I flipped the paper, it won't fit on the page as well, so I do have to draw it on both sides. But anyway, I'm cutting this out. This is the Simple Vintage October 31st collection from Simple Stories. So this sheet is in here, and so I'm going to use both sides. One is pumpkins and one is stars. And so I'm just documenting this picture of my son. It has Halloween costumes, so I thought it was nice to just use a very traditional Halloween collection. So I'm just drawing another triangle that will fit nicely here at the bottom of the page. And then the background paper is the same collection from Simple Stories, and it's that lovely little gray distressed page. So those are gonna kind of sit like that, and then I'm gonna put the photos in the middle, and I want to use some of the mixed media from the Jack-o'-lantern Essentials kit using that Distress Oxide spray on the background. I'm gonna rough up the edges of these pattern papers, and then I did pull out a few other mixed media supplies. I'm gonna use this cute little spider stencil that comes in the kit. So I actually pulled this out of a prior Essentials kit from Not Just for Boys, and I start using it with that Nuvo paste. Y'all, it goes wrong. I'm trying to wiggle the paint into the little spiders because they're not fully getting covered in paint, and look it. Ew, it looks like blobs. So I'm still going with it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna make this work. It won't look that bad. No, y'all, it looked bad. It's not cute, not good. So what I rotated my paper. So now my pattern papers are pretty much going to cover that up. So I'm just testing out spraying the Distress Oxide through the stencil on some paper. I realize I just need to have a very light hand with it. So that's what I'm going to do here. You'll see me. I'm not going to go to the edges. I don't want a hard edge from the edge of the stencil. And look, I'm already loving that so much more because you have some dark bits and you have some bits that are more faded. So just very 2 small light spritz, and those look great. The rest of the ugly bits that I kind of messed up will just be covered up by the pattern paper and the photos. So the next kind of change that I had to make was I was going to make a shaker out of this awesome chippy that came from the Essentials Jack-o'-lantern kit. And so I pull out my transparency, I cut it down. I'm going to make it the same color with that black soot Distress Oxide spray. It dries really quickly. It soaks into that chipboard really well. But then once I started putting the adhesive on the back, it's super skinny lines, right? So I put the adhesive on, and I guess I hadn't let it dry properly, and I wasn't able to pull the adhesive off. But then I realized that even if I were able to get the adhesive on there really well, how was I going to pop it up with foam tape without seeing the foam tape? I don't have foam tape that's skinny. It's very, very skinny lines. So this is another time where I had to kind of adjust my plan. So I was like, shaker's not going to work with this. It would be a great, cute idea if I had some way to pop it up, but I don't. So I decided that instead I'll just use the sequins, and they will kind of be entrapped in the web on top of it. And I think that will be just as cute. So I pull out another one of the chibi pieces. It's a haunted house scene, and I'm going to use 2 of those on the layouts kind of surrounding the photos there. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. You can kind of see. So I hope this shows you that even the best laid plans, right? You might have to adjust sometimes. And so those are the reasons I had to adjust, and I made it work. Luckily, I hadn't completely ruined that background paper. See, all of the ugly spiders that didn't work out the first time were kind of covered up. So that's lovely. I like that, that I was able to do that. But also, especially if you have a white background paper and you mess it up, okay, throw it away. Start over. It's just paper, right? So I am actually very happy with how this ends up turning out. So I'm really glad I was able to salvage even that background paper. So I'm going to stick down my photos. I didn't pop anything up because I was going to overlay it with the chippies. And again, I don't have foam tape skinny enough to pop up the chippies. So I love this really cool big sticker. And so I felt like this was a good opportunity to use it, kind of create a scene. It would look awesome in the garden of the haunted house. So I kind of layer those up together. And then I'm going to use the little Spook banner as like my title and kind of curve it around under his photo in the negative space of the photo to create the title. I also pull out one of my zig pins and I go around it to kind of help the stickers pop up a little bit. So I just trace around it. It's the same effect as if you like ink up your items, right? So my Nuvo adhesive, can't do anything without it. You can get that in the Not Just for Boys Kit Club store as well. So that is going to be used to stick down the nice little chippies there. And I did go ahead and stick this down. I later decided to use one of the charms that come in the jack-o'-lantern kit, but it wasn't all the way fully stuck down on every bit, so I was able to kind of like pull it up and tie a little string around it. But that's what I'm doing there with what I mentioned before, with just outlining the stickers to kind of help them pop off the page bit. And we were getting ready to go out trick-or-treating. It was October 31st, so I just used all those corresponding stickers. There's my face. Sorry about that. And you can see right there on the right as well, I have the little sequins. These are the jack-o'-lantern sequins. They have a few colors of just regular sequins, different sizes, and then they have a few shapes. So there's a couple of like jack-o'-lanterns and maybe I think a cat or a ghost. And then there's little tiny orange stars, which I end up sprinkling around at the top, kind of close to the spiders. And you'll be able to see those hopefully on the close-up photos. Speaking of those, you can see on the blog today. So I'll link the blog down below. I will link the store down below. And there I have this little charm came in the jack-o'-lantern mini page kit. It's super cute. So I pulled out some twine from my stash and I just tied it into the spider web. So I love that little element there. And now I'm just going to end the page with just sprinkling sequins all over the chippies. And then the little teeny tiny metallic orange stars will just go in the sky on the gray page, and we'll call it a day. I had so much fun creating this layout. I hope you are inspired. I hope you're ready for spooky season. It's so soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Check out those links down below, and if you have any questions, let me know. I love to hear your feedback. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.